In this video, I'm going to show you how to customize a peel for a darker skin tone using the peel Hydraderm Facial Machine attachments and microneedling. I've shown you lots of different techniques and steps that you can use using the machine and the Korean peels, and you can adapt them to your client's skin and her goals and expectations. The first thing to do is just analyze the skin, inform the client how the peels work. Now, these peels are actually no downtime peels. There's no irritation. There's no peeling afterwards. Make sure your client actually knows about that. Otherwise, the client that actually is used to a peel that's really aggressive, irritation, they get irritation and is peeling a lot afterwards, she's going to think this peel does absolutely nothing. So make sure that you actually tell her exactly what the peel is going to do. The reason that we can use all of the microneedling and the no-needle mesotherapy is because the peels have got soothing ingredients in them as well. They are there to regenerate the skin rather than peel. Make sure that the client is actually really aware of the full protocol. If there's any sensations that she's going to feel, she needs to know about them. I've used the high frequency at the end of the facial because the client had oily skin, but you don't need to use that. Customize it according to your client's skin, and it's really a great facial to do. So let's get started. Okay, so I've got a number of skin concerns going on here. Is there anything that you feel that is bothering you with your skin?
Yeah, I've just recently had like a lot of breakouts on my cheeks and especially my forehead.
Yeah, I can see those, yeah. Is that normal for you?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can see quite a bit of breakouts on the forehead, and you've got a few blemishes here as well. Okay, so I've got quite a number of sort of, probes that I'm going to do on you. We'll get rid of the congestion in the skin, get rid of the dead skin cells. I'm going to put a peel on that will control the oil for you. And also these peach fluff hairs, I think we're going to do a bit of dermaplaning just to get the skin really smooth and sort of, hair free. Will take about an hour actually, so it's step by step. Is there any conditions or anything that you suffer from that you think?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah. My skin can be quite sensitive.
Okay. Are you sensitive, reactive to products, or is it temperatures?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, it just depends. But usually if I wash whatever went on, then in about 10 minutes it'll go down.
Will it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a specific product that you're actually not?
It's never been consistent.
It's never been consistent.
So it's like, it doesn't matter. But
okay, yeah. Fine. Okay, so I've explained the dermaplaning to you. Dermaplaning is basically going to take off peach fluff hairs here, which you've got on your two sides, and it will just make the skin really sort of, smooth. And I'm obviously going to avoid the breakouts that you've got there with that. And the peel is going to help to control the oil for you. I'm just going to cleanse the skin first with the Clarify Cleanser. Just get rid of the surface debris and oil that you've got collected there. You got much makeup on?
No.
And the interesting thing is, as I actually go onto her face, I can feel with my fingers the congestion on the T-zone. Okay. Do you have any facials or anything at all?
No.
No? Okay. What products are you using?
Recently just got something that my mum was using from a place called Wild Mint.
Okay.
But usually I don't really do too much. Okay. Whatever's in the bathroom, I'll just feel, oh yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. And breakouts, how often are they?
Only since I feel like September, October, but before that I've never really had any problems ever. So this has definitely come at a really good time.
Okay, good. I'm going to do a double cleanse because I think your skin's actually really quite congested. Okay, so we do. Use all parts of your hand to actually do the cleansing movement. I'm going to start again on the chin area and watch how I actually really maneuver my hands through her face. And I'm using my fingertips. I'm not using the flat side of my fingers. You get so much more sort of, quickness in your movement if you're just using your tips. The Clarify Cleanser, you've got the main ingredient for the Clarify Cleanser is actually salicylic acid, and that really helps to control the oil, and it's antiseptic as well. So what I actually like is actually balanced out. The salicylic acid, the drying effects of that is actually balanced out with the lactic acid in there. And the lactic acid helps to keep the skin sort of a little bit hydrated and brighter as well. I love the blueberry extract in there as well, and the blueberry extract will keep the skin, it's an antioxidant, it really helps the skin to be brighter as well. So with the darker skin tone, you can see that it's a bit dull. It will help to brighten it as well as clarify it. And it works really well with the Clarify Toner, which actually has similar ingredients. I deliberately didn't sort of, have a very high percentage of salicylic acid in there as a main ingredient, because I didn't want the skin to be drying out before it's even started. So with this, whilst you get matte finish, it doesn't cause the skin to actually flake or dry post treatment and with regular use as well. What I like is it actually doesn't alter the pH of your skin or affect the acid mantle, which a lot of acne, oily skin products can do. Okay, so we're nicely clean here. We've got lipstick. I'm going to do a little bit of eye makeup and lipstick removal, and I actually like to use the ageless cleanser for that, because that's actually hydrating and much more effective for removing the lipstick and the eye makeup. Although she hasn't got much on, it just does a better job. This is another way of removing it compared to the cotton pads. Because she hasn't got a lot of makeup on, I'm just going to do it like a nice cleansing movement. Tips of the finger, ageless cleanser. Okay, so I'm just going to do. Keep your eyes closed for me, okay? I've got the ageless cleanser on the cotton pad, and I'm just going to clean the lips with that. We're going to do a deep cleanse now, deep pore cleanse, because you can see that the skin's very congested, and I don't want to do the dermaplaning without clearing out the pores. The dermaplaning doesn't clean the pores, it just removes the dead skin and removes the peach fluff hairs. The Clarify Cleanser, I've actually formulated it to be like foaming, and the foaming action is really good for the ultrasonic scrubber. Helps to glide the scrubber, whereas the ageless cleanser doesn't help it to glide. So it's much more sort of, one that you would use for hands-on cleansing as opposed to the ultrasonic. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that on and carry out the ultrasonic. This one just makes a little bit of a noise. It may just tingle, but what it's doing is it's actually like a little blade that doesn't hurt. Okay, it's not piercing into the skin. Just going to deep cleanse the pores and get rid of a bit of dead skin. Okay, just more noisy than anything else. I like the way your eyes are flashing. Seriously, it does not hurt, okay? There's plenty that does hurt in this facial, but okay, so I'm just going to glide this over your skin, and it really does not hurt. Okay?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Good. The first time you're having this?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It's like a little bee.
Yeah. It's much better to use the ultrasonic on a skin like this than steaming, because if you use the steaming on this skin, what it's going to do is it's actually going to make the problem worse. Steaming can really enlarge the pores and stimulate the sebum, which makes the problem 10 times worse. Is that feeling okay for you?
Yeah, it feels good, thank you.
So ultrasonic scrubber, it's actually got 30,000 hertz that it's actually vibrating into the skin, and it actually activates with the water. As you can see, where I've got the water, it will just splash off. Whereas if the skin's actually not got water and if it's not moist, there's hardly any reaction. At all times, you've got to just make sure that you keep the skin really moist with water, and it's just sufficient just to have the water on it all the time. No facial should be done without this step. Unless you've cleansed the skin thoroughly like this, whatever you put on is actually just being put on your dead skin. Okay. The serums and the peels are more effective after this step. I don't know what we did before. I think Ivy's salon stopped steaming many years ago. I've just been using this for quite a long time now. Just love this. Even at home, it's great for the clients to use this. Keep the skin clear, so that whatever products they're using can just reach the layers of the skin that just needs to. Sometimes when the dead skin is really blocked with products as well as gunk, debris, nothing effective goes through. Pointless using very expensive serums when you're putting it on your dead layers. Whatever reaction you get on this, because sometimes the skin will have erythema, it doesn't matter, it's actually going to be very quick. By the time you finish the facial, the erythema is gone. And there is no pain with this, it just feels a little bit odd. Is that right, Tia?
Yeah, it's quite nice actually.
Is it?
It's quite nice.
It feels like it's doing something.
Yeah.
And you can go on these acne scars and get rid of the congestion from there. Okay, so now what I want you to do is put your tongue under there, under here.
Okay.
Lovely, yeah, because what I want to do is you've got congestion under there, and I can just get to it much better. And as you go under the ridge here, press a bit harder. Okay, right done. although you've got like pustules there, they're actually blocked, they're not open, so I'm going to go over it lightly. It will help to shrink them a little bit. Remove the dead skin over the top. But the goal isn't to burst them, because if you burst them, you've got infection. Just going to get a bit more cleanser on your nose, because it's just looking a little bit congested. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You can use all parts of this spatula, depending on how you want to sort of, get in. There's no right or wrong in the way that you use this. Push your top lip down for me. Amazing. And put your tongue here. Lovely. Perfect. And we go to the other side. Okay, well done. I'm going to take the Clarify lotion and really wipe off any residue from the ultrasonic, so the skin is nice and clean. Okay, now for the next stage, you really want the skin to be as dry as possible, because for the dermaplaning, if you've got the skin really wet, your scalpel is actually going to get stuck, and it's not the safe way to use it. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that the skin is really nice and dry. And it's clean now. So my whole idea is to just make sure that the superficial skin is clean as well as the pores. I usually apply a vitamin A and D cream before the dermaplaning. Yeah, because when you do it on dry skin, the dry skin just really makes it it irritates the skin, right? So I'm just going to put a little bit of vitamin A and D cream before I do the dermaplaning. Tiny, tiny, tiny amount. Okay, it just helps to glide the probe, and also it doesn't irritate the skin, because sometimes after dermaplaning the skin is really irritated and it makes it impossible for you to do the other steps. You can't really stimulate the skin too much if your skin is already irritated from the dermaplaning. The whole idea is to just get rid of this peach fluff hairs and superficial dead skin. That's all you're doing with this. Okay, over the years I've tried so many blades, and I've actually stuck on this one now. It's size 19. Some of the smaller ones take a long time and they're really sharp for the skin, but I absolutely love this one, and you can get this from Medicaid. Yeah, it's a really good one. Make sure that you have a cotton pad ready and tissue, because you're going to put whatever you've taken off into that. This shouldn't be painful, it just should be a little bit scratchy, if anything. Keep the blade as sharp, as flat as possible. And just like do a rocking movement. And keep the skin as stretched as possible. It's quite sharp still. Can you ask Rocco whether she's got a smaller one? See, the hairs are actually just coming off quite nicely. If you've got any grazes, what you've got to do is, I've got vitamin A and D cream, so it's fine. You can put a bit of aloe vera gel on. It's taking off a lot of hairs here. Put your tongue there for me. okay?
Mm.
I've had to go at a slightly 45-degree angle here. Flat one wouldn't be the right sort of, right sort of position for it, because you've got like a dip happening here. You can see there's quite a bit of sort of dead skin coming, and it's looking really quite dark. Just rocking movements. So if there's any acne pustules, you avoid them, just go around them. Otherwise, you can really infect them big time. Some clients say that when you remove these hairs that they're going to end up with stronger hairs. That is really not the case. You get so many clients not wanting this treatment because it's like, oh, my hairs are going to grow back stronger. Not the case at all. But if they're really convinced that's going to happen and they're not really up for it, then they don't need to have this treatment. It's really good for someone that, like models. This one's a little model, and it's really good because when you're having pictures taken, the skin is really smooth. It's like really glowing and smooth, because the hairs can make it appear a little bit sort of, dull and darker toned in the areas where there's hairs. So it's much better just to get it removed. And she asked me the question, do I have to keep doing this? Well, not really. She doesn't need to keep doing this. If she comes in and we do it sort of, once a month, it's fine. But if she doesn't want to have a facial once a month, it's okay. They're just going to grow back in the normal way. And if they've got quite a lot of hairs on the upper lip, I wouldn't do this treatment. It's not, but soft, fine hairs you can remove, but if they're strong hairs, then they should be waxed or lasered off. Stretch that down for me. Okay, so I'm going to be really careful that I'm actually just very light. There's definitely different ways to get her to stretch. Okay, now put your tongue over here. Nice. This is quite time consuming, but in the end, the result is very, very good. I'm not going to do her forehead because she's got quite a few sort of, blemishes here. And look, she's got active acne there. I'm not going to do that because it's very hard to maneuver around that. but we got plenty out. Okay, and this goes in the sharps bin. Okay, now we've got to take this vitamin A/D cream off, and I'm going to just tone it off, otherwise my peel is not going to reach where it needs to reach. There's a block. Let me know if this is stinging, okay?
Feels refreshing.
It does? Okay. Because sometimes it's a bit stinging after the dermaplaning. The skin can be a bit sensitive feeling just for a little while.
Actually feels good.
It feels good? Okay. I found the smaller scalpels really sharp, and they're not really safe to use. Even this one's a little bit small, but I maneuvered around it. I had a few grazes here and I adapted it very quickly. But I actually like the 19. This is 10. 19 is bigger and it's much easier to work with. You can get them from medisave.com. Okay, well done. Does the skin feel a little bit irritated at all?
No, it doesn't actually.
No? But sometimes when you put the toner on, it feels a little bit stingy. Okay, all good. I'm going to do the Hydradermabrasion now, and that will be really good for your skin to just give it a bit of brightness. It's very hydrating as well. This one's got dermabrasion tip on it, so it just will get rid of any surplus dead skin that we've got left as well. But we've got kojic acid, lactic acid and glycolic acid coming through in this water solution. Okay, it just feels like a bit of a suction. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of work because you've had dermaplaning. I'm not going to do too much, just very lightly. Small movements, and we just work the skin outwards. Does that feel okay for you? Lower the suction around the eye area or do just very small movements. Just be in control of this because it can really pull up the skin. And if anyone's got cheek fillers, do not touch that area because it's going to move the fillers. Okay, so any fillers, whether it's on the marionette line or cheeks, nah, this is not good for it. The thing is, if you lower the suction, the water just drips out. So suction has to be like this. I think I might want to lower the suction a bit. See, when you lower the suction, what happens is the water just pours out. So there's no happy medium. Okay. not a good idea to do it over her forehead actually. No, there are other things to do. Let me just do a little bit here. Does this sting at all?
No, it's quite nice and like cool, like a bit of ice. So.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't feel sensitive?
No, not too sensitive.
Okay, so that one's done, and we let the peel solution really soak into the skin. Okay, so now I'm going to put the Clarify Pure Mask on as a mask. It will really absorb a lot of the oils that you've got on your skin. Might feel a little bit tingly, okay? Does that feel okay?
Yeah, feels good.
Sure. We're going to leave this on as a mask. We're not going to scrub. I think you've had enough stimulation in your skin. So this mask is really good for oily, acne-prone skin as a mask if you've done ultrasonic scrubber first. And it will help to calm down as well the skin. You've got kaolin in there, which is actually quite soothing for the skin. Just put your top lip down for me. Lovely. Perfect. I always do the neck last because whatever product I've got left, I'm just going to use it up on the neck. Otherwise, most of your product goes on the neck and you think, where am I going to now go after that? Is it stinging at all? How's it feeling?
Just around my nose a little bit.
Yeah, we had a tiny bit of graze there, and it's actually where we've had a graze. It's actually, this is really good antiseptic. Turmeric is actually antiseptic. It will heal that. Okay. Got a little bit left. Let me just put in. Definitely wouldn't scrub away with this one on what I've just done. Dermaplaning, Hydradermabrasion is actually quite strong treatments to do, and also the ultrasonic. She's had enough stimulation, so I don't want to do any more stimulation. This one is really good because the kaolin you've got in there will just absorb all that oil that is just under the skin. Turmeric is very brightening for the skin, and everyone that has this one will go away with, oh my God, my skin's really bright and it's glowing. If a client says to me, give me one of your hero products, this is the one I'm giving. I love this product. And before any peels, this is good because it just makes sure that, you know, everything is cleaned out and your peel can just penetrate through. the enzymes will actually dissolve the glue that holds the dead skin together. So it's a gentler way of getting rid of dead skin cells instead of a scrub. The scrubs can be highly stimulating and can sensitize the skin as well. Now, oily skin generally tends to be sensitive skin because they've actually really abrased it and used sort of, drying alcohol-based products. So with this one, it's actually just a gentle way of giving the skin a glow and clarifying it. Okay, I would leave that on. For Tia's skin, I would leave it on for a good 5 to 7 minutes because I think it really needs to do its work. And sometimes after dermaplaning, this can feel really stingy, but nothing to worry. After about sort of 30 to 40 seconds, it just helps to calm down. But if it does feel stingy, continue. If the skin is reacting, you're going to look out for the skin sweating. It's really painful, and it's starting to sort of really swell up as well. So if that is not happening, just carry on because it's meant to be a little bit stingy. If she used this regularly at home, you'll find there'll be so much changes in her skin. Where she's got uneven skin tone, it would really help to sort of really even out the skin tone, absorb some of that oil, dead skin cells, and make the blemishes that she's got there a lot sort of lighter. And it doesn't take much. I mean, 10 minutes of just leaving the mask on once or maybe even twice a week is perfect. If clients are not using a lot of products or going into the salon, they should be walking away with Clarify Cleanser, Clarify Toner, and this peel mask. Those 3 things will really keep this skin amazing. And even in facials, these are my key products for oily congested skin. The 3 things, even when you've just done these 3, you feel like you've done the whole facial, there's nothing more to do. And I always like to use the high frequency for sort of oily congested skin. I will always finish on high frequency. I don't like to do high frequency straight after this mask because after this mask I want to go in there with the serum and peel. Okay, I'm going to take fresh water now and take this off. And it's always cold water now because the skin's had so much stimulation that you're going to sort of, really calm it down at the same time. And these gauzes won't remain white for very long. And little cotton pads are not really helpful when you're taking this off. It takes too long. So just gauze, 10 centimeter gauze is perfect. I don't like sponges. The sponges, when you're using them, they hang on to the dead skin, and from client to client, it's just not very hygienic to use. And it's not cost effective to throw it out after every client. So years ago, I used to use sponges, but I don't use them anymore. I love the gauzes. I love the gauzes. It's just the best way to actually just do the facial. After this, it always needs a toner to remove the residue of the peel mask. Always leaves a bit of a yellow, so before you put the peel on, you have to really make sure that the skin is really clean. And also, when you're putting the toner on, the toner is actually preparing the skin for the peel. It's going to align the pH of the skin to the peel. So it's really important. We don't need peel preps. The toner actually acts as a peel prep for us. The revival peels don't need neutralizing because they actually work to a 5 pH of the skin. Some of the stronger peels need the pH to be lower in order for it to work. and that's when you can actually get lots of peeling afterwards and irritation and what have you. But with this one you don't. There are no downtime peels. So even for Tia's skin, and it's been really worked on. We've had the ultrasonic scrubber, the dermaplaning, the hydradermabrasion. We've had it all, and the skin shouldn't be sort of really sensitized with the peel. Just the formulations are really intelligent. Right, so I'm going to dry the skin and then we're going to put the peel on. And you shouldn't feel anything, Tia, right? It may be a tiny bit of tingle, that's all. If there's any cuts, abrasions, if there's any active pustules, you're not going to use, you're not going to put the peel on. You can cover it up with the vitamin A/D cream. I can see there's a tiny bit of grazing going on here, so I'm going to put the vitamin A/D cream, and I'm not going to put the peel on that area. But before I do anything, I'm going to cover her eyes, because you never know if the client just opens her eyes as you're about to do the peel. You can see there's a tiny bit of grazing here, nothing to worry, and that's only because my little scalpel was tiny. Yeah, normally I'm used to using a 19, and she gave me 10. Okay, so peel is not going on here, it's going on everywhere else. Okay. And if there's any areas where you can see the acid mantle is actually really low, it's been compromised, then you would put this on, otherwise it's really going to react for that. So the peel, clarify peel, I'd put maybe 2.5 pipettes. Okay, and I'm going to apply it with a brush. I like to apply it with a brush because the brush can actually put it into the pores. If it's stingy, do let me know, okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on here as well. See how her skin reacts. We've got vitamin B12 in here, which is why it's red. We've got salicylic acid, you've got lactic acid in there, you've got kojic acid in there as well. Are you okay? Is that tingling a lot?
No, it's not.
Okay, cool. Just put your top lip down for me. Perfect, that's fine. Apply the peel this side this way and the left side on the left hand side, and make sure that you're actually just following the same pathway as everything else you've done. Okay, and nose is always the last. With the peel you can do 0.5 microneedling to get it in the skin very quickly, because it's got 540 needles and it just opens up junctions and the peel just goes straight through. It's the most effective way of using the peel, and all revival peels are actually formulated to use with the microneedling, and 0.5 is good enough because you just want to go into the basal layer where all these blemishes are. And once you put it into the blemishes, it starts to really sort of heal faster. Otherwise, sometimes it's just staying on the dead skin cells, and is it even worth putting the peel on? So although I've done a lot of work on her skin, and I have, like dermaplaning, I've done the ultrasonic scrubber, I've done the peel mask, I'm still going to do the microneedling, because I think microneedling with the peel is cherry on the cake. You've got to actually, it makes the peel so much more effective. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, which allows me to go sort of quite close in the teardrop because she's got a little bit of dark circles there. Now, it's tiny rollers, it's only 0.5, okay? You'll feel something, but not enough to say, okay? You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, just the thought of needles, isn't it?
Oh, is it needling?
It's needling.
Okay.
It's needling with 0.5, okay? So you can see the skin is actually really dry. The peel has just gone in. I'm going to put a bit more. Chloe, keep your eyes closed, okay? If you're going to put it, just aim it down. And as soon as you've actually put the peel on, make sure your hand is there. And it doesn't have to be a lot of work. It's just enough to open the junctions and put the peel in. You've got all these blemishes here. That's where I'm targeting. Little small movements. Okay, let's go to the other side. Again, I'm targeting the blemishes. I've put the vitamin A/D cream on here where I did the dermaplaning, and it's got a slight reaction on it. And that's quite normal. Don't get sort of, worried about that, because by the time we finish the facial, it will have healed. And if it hasn't healed, it's not going to take long. Tongue there. I need a bit more. Years ago, if someone had said to me, use the derma roller with the peels, I would have got, oh my God, you can't do that. But I developed these peels specially so that they can be used with microneedling. The treatments have changed now. We can be much more sort of, invasive to get the results. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. And I can go up here with the 0.5, okay, very lightly. It will help to sort of, really loosen that up. Just continue the crisscross and you're good to go. Okay, it doesn't take long, maybe 3-4 minutes of the peel stage. Put it back into the container, plastic container that it actually comes in, nowhere else. It should not be anywhere on your trolley, just on here. Now I'm going to remove the peel with chilled water. I've got 2 bowls, so the one bowl is actually fine for after you've done the peel. And because the skin's actually really pink and it's had a lot of stimulation, the next stage I would probably do is the mask. It helps to beautifully calm it down and also hydrate the skin. It's got a lot of aloe vera gel, hyaluronic acid and peptides in to help heal the skin, because we've done a lot of work to it. This is probably one of the best masks I've ever used. Okay, so what I'm doing is, instead of putting the sheet mask on, I'm going to put the Electrogel on. Electrogel has got a lot of aloe vera gel, hyaluronic acid and peptides. And you can see from the dermaplaning, we've got a slight sort of, skin sort of reaction there. It will really help to calm it down. And I'm actually going to use it with the ultrasound. Instead of the other mask, I prefer this for, if you've done a lot of work on the skin and the skin's a bit reactive, this is a good one to calm the skin down. I actually formulated this mask for after laser treatments, chemical peels, and skin booster treatments. So it's actually very soothing. We can even keep this mask in the fridge. Use it as a mask, you can massage with it. You can use it as an electrotherapy gel. So it's actually really versatile. How does it feel?
Cooling.
Cooling? Good. So, I mean, there are times when you're doing facials where you are going to get that. So you've got to fix it, right? So it's like, if you don't know how to fix, when you start doing these invasive treatments, the first thing you learn is actually how to fix, right? No matter what you're doing, whether it's fillers, Botox, PRP, you become a fixer, because ultimately the client wants all these invasive treatments, but they don't want to go home with almost like a red face and skin that's reactive, and they don't want downtime, right? So it's like you've got to minimize everything, and that means knowing your product and knowing your limitations as well, how you can go, how far you can go with the skin. She came in and the first thing she said to me was, my skin's a bit sensitive. So I wasn't put off. Look at the work that I did on her skin. Having said that skin is really sensitive, it's up to me to know what my capability is with the skin. And you can see, although I've done all that work, it's going to be fine, literally fine. Is it feeling soothing now?
Yeah.
Did you get worried at some point to say, oh my God, isn't it? I could sense that. Yeah. And if you wanted to really speed up that process of sort of healing, I would just put the no needle mesotherapy. This is really good. Yeah. And the gel is formulated to glide with all of the electrotherapy probes. Right. Not only does it glide, a lot of gels that people use ultrasound gels for these, and you know, they have absolutely zero benefit. This one has got 40% aloe vera gel, hyaluronic acid and peptides, and also vitamin C. So it's actually doing some good. It's not only acting as a medium for the gel for all the probes. Whether you've got this Hydraderm machine or any Hydra machine, every attachment you can use this gel with. It's actually quite relaxing as well. You can use this gel for galvanic treatments as well. So if you've got a Gino machine and you've got the Gino gels, you can use this gel quite easily with the galvanic. The only one that I wouldn't use it with is high frequency, especially for oily congested skin. Now for oily congested skin, I like the Clarify moisturizer as a medium for high frequency. But if I've got mature skin and I want to do high frequency, then what I'll do is I'll put a gauze on this at the end of the treatment and I'll do a bit of high frequency. So you can really play with these. You can play with the products and the tools. But you really need to know your machine and your products. Okay, we can see already it's like doing good. Okay. And because her skin is a bit sensitive, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do high frequency, put the gauze on this, so it's actually a double effect. I'm not going to take it off. I think it's going to really help her skin. Now the high frequency is very noisy, okay? It just feels like it's going to hurt, okay? It produces ozone, so you'll be able to smell the ozone. But for your skin type, it's actually really good. It will dry up that oil, heal the blemishes really fast. And it just gives the skin a lovely matte finish as well. But it's antibacterial at the end of a facial. Great to do. Okay, I'm going to put the gauze on your skin. Let me know if you're claustrophobic at all.
No, good.
I've checked your contraindications. You're not epileptic or anything, are you?
No.
No. Okay, so I can't be using that. Okay, cool. I'm going to leave the nose piece a little bit. Okay, perfect. You okay?
Yeah.
This attachment is a little bit short, so you've got to bring the machine closer to you. There we go. Make sure that your finger is on this button when it goes onto the client's skin, and you don't touch the client as soon as the electrode's gone on it. Okay, so I touch it. Okay, touch it and then it goes on. You okay? All right, it just feels a little bit prickly, maybe tiny bit of heat.
I can't really feel anything at the moment.
Okay, good. That's good news. Sometimes it just feels prickly, but it's fine. I think because you've got like gel, the gel is actually buffering the tingling reaction. Okay. Make sure the electrode is flat, most part. And if you want to do, if you're working on an acne pustule, you can put it on its side and you can just zing it. She hasn't got any open ones at all. Slow circular movements, staying in one area. Don't go from area to area. Continue and finish one area, then you can move on to the other side. And when you move on to the other side, hold the electrode, lift off. Let me go to the other side, yeah. If you didn't put your finger there, it would just spark the client, and it's not great. Small areas you're going to glide. Areas that are larger, like cheeks, you can go circular. And just come up to the nose, and on the nose, you can just use the bridge of the nose to come onto the forehead, so it's actually really flowing. You can go over acne pustules with this if you wanted to. You can even zap them. Years ago, when we didn't have all these other machinery, we had high frequency and galvanic, that's all we had. I used to get clients coming in and say to me, just zap this, you know. So I used to just zap it, and within a few days, it's just gone. The bacteria just goes and it starts to heal really, really fast. But now I don't think we use high frequency in the salons as much as we used to, because obviously we've got all the other machines now. But there's still a place for it. You know, I still love high frequency for oily, congested skin, blemishes, you know. Active. There's not much you can do for active acne, but high frequency you can. And what I'm now going to do is just wipe this off. Just take the residue off. And yeah, just take the residue off and put a little bit of BB cream on and you're done. Just make sure you don't do anything to your skin today. Okay. I've actually done it all for you. And just allow it to sort of, you know, heal, balance. And I would say any heat treatments, absolute no. If you're having a shower, make sure it's not really hot shower. Okay. It's just normal temperature shower. Do you go to the gym at all?
No, but I've got class later.
What's the class?
Drama, acting.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But if you had like a gym class and it was really cardio, I would sort of say refrain from that. Okay. You don't do any swimming or anything, do you?
Not anymore.
Okay, that's fine. I have to say, you know, refrain from that. Product-wise and everything, I mean, tomorrow you can resume your own products, but don't do any scrubbing or anything like for good sort of, you know, week or so.
Okay.
BB cream's actually got SPF 30, so it's actually great for after treatments. And if your skin's a little bit red, it helps to sort of, you know, give it a good coverage. It's not makeup for sure, but SPF is good. some moisturizer stroke cream. And just lightly massage it in, and you need a tiny amount. I've actually mixed a little bit with Clarify Moisturizer because it can be a little bit thick and her skin is, you know, quite sort of, you know, got erythema in it. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
My cheeks feel hot.
Yeah, no, I can feel them as well, but it's fine. The high frequency can really heat up the skin, but not for long.
Nice.
Okay. Maybe even in 15-20 minutes it'll calm down. I can feel the cheeks.